Dancing to the theme tune on Thursday night. And as I like to repetitively say, Thursday's almost Friday. Practically the weekend. Time to get going. Okay, so I am, while waiting for people, do my usual make a cocktail video. But I got to prepare my ice. Torture, so all the frost is gone. God, it's a minor miracle I've never burned myself doing this. That is looking nice, tempered, very, very clear. Let's put that in there. Nicely, nicely. Wiping my wet hands on my pants. Here we go. Okay. Decision time. Okay. Let's get this happening. Banana old fashioned. Okay. Und so. So we will want a strong rye. Actually, my rye is strong. Wait, what's this one? 6 years old. .97 proof. Banana liqueur. Wait, what the fuck is this? Why does it not have a label on it? What the fuck is that? God, I hate it when I do that. Good Lord. So, double checking. Rye whiskey. Banana. Now, I said an 8-year-old rum. So, which shall I choose? Anniversario. Right, so I'm checking the fine print on this one. Produced in Venezuela, bottled in Italy. No age statement. Fine. What's that one? It's the Eldorado 12. 15-year-old. Decisions. Wait, what's the Florida Canya? Florida Canya 7. What the hell? Is Venezuelan as well? Nicaragua. Managua, Nicaragua. All right. Got this shit sorted. Who's this over here? Jaime. Hello. Hi. You're still in Japan. Hope you're having a good time, man. Okay, let's get set up here. Gonna make a drink and settle in. Okie dokie. Artichoke. Get the camera tripod out. Oh, yes, please. If you get the chance to put some photos on Discord, I'd love to see them. When my pals are globe-trotting, I like to live vicariously. Let's do that. Okay. I don't have everything I need. I need my allspice strand and my Angostura bitters, or at least aromatic bitters. These ones? Aromatic bitters. Allspice strand. Okay. We got this shit happening. Bottles, bottles, bottles. These for bottles. Nope, we want our mixing glass out there. Immigrations! What are we doing? Thank you. I like the show. It's fun how you got in first with doing channel designs for me. It's a real Twitch thing. People are coming on and saying, "Hey, how's it going? Hey, do you need artwork for your channel?" Had one last night, in fact. Usually, they're very good natured. I just say like, "No, I've had some done. I don't need any more," and I'm not really pushing things on Twitch. But I honestly always appreciate the hustle. People out there doing the work. So I always congratulate them on the hustle. Tell them I've already got my artwork, but wish them all the best. Yeah, I love your work. But it's funny. Well, it doesn't happen every night. It doesn't even happen every week. Maybe not every month. But it did happen last night. And it happens every now and then. And I can usually tell, not in a bad way, just because the people are usually very enthusiastic and positive when they come in. And I'm like, yep, I know where this is heading. All right. Gotta make this cocktail. All right, I'm just gonna take all the lids off. Fuck. Sugar from the liqueur's got no thread. Ooh, actually, you know what? I actually have an idea how to actually do 2 dashes of this. I'm a genius. Use the dropper from my saline, and it didn't matter if there's a little bit salty. That's just going to bring the flavors out. Pure genius I am. Okay. Starting with 1 ounce of the rye whiskey. Okay. You see back here? Oh, nice. Oh, you have YouTube channels? Well, drop me a line on the Discord about the YouTube channels if you want. Okay, so we go. Rye whiskey. Rum. half an ounce of banana liqueur, a yellow drink. Now, 2 dashes of allspice draft. Oh, I'm a goddamn genius. And 2 dashes of aromatic bitters. All right. That is all the ingredients. Time to ice this sucker up. Okay. Do I want a bit? Oh, there's a fucking fruit fly thing. I want a bit of orange peel. Hello, Madam Butterfly. Don't have to go and work early. Ah, okay. Oof, that did not go so well. Let me try again. That's much better. Okay. Right. Let's do this. No, what are you doing? Don't trick me. All right. Got my glass. What was there? And here comes the judge. Christ on a bike. That was the whole thing. Ah. All right, well, I've got to make some more saline tomorrow. Fudged that up. Okay. Okay. Got to move this around here. All right. Thank you very much. I need to take a thumbnail picture. Put these lids on. That was my phone. Wait, what did I? Oh, that's right. I remember now. I knocked my phone and other things off the table. Because I'm a clumsy motherfucker. Okay. Try that again. Okay. quickly to this. Is that there, Madam Butterfly? I just see this still your message about not having to go to work early, which I'm sure you are happy about. All right. Let's go. G'day, cocktail lovers. I love old fashions and all the many variations that exist and can exist. And when I found this recipe, I thought, this looks interesting. I'm trying this. This is a banana old fashioned. The banana element is the sweetener. We use a banana liqueur for the sweetener rather than a sugar syrup. And the base is split between a rye whiskey and a rum. There's also dashes of pimento dram and angostura or aromatic bitters in there as well. All sounded really quite interesting to me. So let's see what it's like taste-wise. I thought these flavors were going to go together really well. This is less sweet than a lot of old fashions are because we usually use sugar or sugar syrup. There's obviously a fair amount of sugar in a banana liqueur, but not quite as much as a sugar syrup. So some of the other flavors are more front and center, which is quite nice. I'll show you now how we make it. In your mixing glass, put 1 ounce or 30 mils of, try that again. In your mixing glass, put 1 ounce or 30 mils of rye whiskey, then 1 ounce, fucking ice, Jesus. In your mixing glass, put 1 ounce or 30 mils of rye whiskey, then 1 ounce or 30 mils of an aged rum. Then we're doing half an ounce or 15 mils of banana liqueur. Then just 2 dashes of allspice dram, also known as then just 2 dashes of pimento dram, also known as allspice dram, and rounding things out, 2 dashes of aromatic bitters. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink. And I'm straining that into a rocks glass over a big chunk of sexy clear ice. It was recommended to use a higher proof rye whiskey in this. I use this Californian rye whiskey that I picked up. It's almost 100 proof. It's 97 proof. And they were talking about an 8-year-old Appleton Estate rum. I used 7-year-old Flor de Caña. Just going with what I have. That's something that I do always say. Recipes are a guideline. You shouldn't let them chain you down, particularly not when people get into mentioning specific brands. You use different brands, use different ages, different styles of the same nominal spirit. You will get different tasting cocktails, usually not radically different, and usually the balance will still be there. I think it's worked really well in this case, and so I recommend it's worth you trying as well. A banana old fashioned. Cheers. All right, let's switch a few things off and I'm going to sit down and chat. Okay, switch that. Wait, I did not switch that off. I thought I was going to switch that off. Okay. Fucking flying thing, son of a bitch. Turn bright light off so we can just have nude lighting for the stream. All right. New. I forgot to put the orange peel in. I'm just going to put it in now. Do 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 do. Ooh, your YouTube channel, Muji Mansions. Nice. Okay, put that in there. Put that in there. Maybe get some cherries. Okay, I'm hearing Discord noises. What's happening on the Discord? Strictly Sega feeling relaxed. Ooh, some nice shrine pictures from from Heine. I will share them because they are nice pictures. Let's go with this. Oh, so you can see the picture a bit bigger. Nice shrine. Ooh, wow, that's peaceful. I mean, it's just a photo, but wow, that's the reflecting pool. That's just like a meditation space there. That's very nice. What do we got here? Is that some sort of burb by the creek? Ah, there's the shrine again in the water. Very, very nice settings. In Kyoto. Nice. Looking good. Okay. I have some cherries as well, or a cherry. We'll see. Last couple of times I've stabbed into the jar, I got 2 cherries. Let's see what happens this time. Stab. Ha! I got 2 again. I'm going with it. I didn't cheat. That was like first stab, 2 cherries. Charlie and Soph drinking white ladies. Oh, okay. So the bird was like a crow with a beard. Neat. Probably the same family as crows and ravens. Probably got a name like Bearded Crow. Okay. Fun fact. Did you know in the 70s, white lady was slang for cocaine? A bit sweet for you, but Soph's loving it. Well, I've gone very old school boozy, although it's a bit of a riff. Some people might not approve. Banana old fashioned. Very, very boozy. Oh, Sophie's asking what I had for dinner. I put some leftovers together into a pasta bake, actually. So I had tortellini and chicken and veggies baked. It was yummy. Safa, did I have a wooden TV? Probably. Or something coated to look like wood. That's just what like TVs were like. Man, we didn't have a color TV for ages. My grandparents who lived across the road had a color TV years before we did. So I used to occasionally go over to their place because I wanted to watch something in color, like Doctor Who or something. Because TVs were hella expensive back in the day, comparatively. So I've had chicken pie, nice. And for the elderly, having Kievs, that is also nice. We're very chickeny. Mine had chicken in it too. Tomorrow, I'm making mushroom burgers. Oh, yeah, the new Doctor Who episodes. Yeah, we don't even know if there will ever be any more Doctor Who because of the weird thing of it getting sold to Disney and then Disney maybe thinking it didn't get enough viewers or something. I don't know. I liked it. Shruti Gatwa was really good as the Doctor. Might even rewatch them at some point. He surprised people by only staying 2 seasons. But then again, he's got a career and he probably doesn't want to be tied to that for that long. So you got your first flat screen, 55-inch Pioneer Plasma 20 years ago, $8,000. I did not pay that much for my plasma, so it was probably smaller. My first flat screen was a plasma. I think I paid a couple thousand for it. Definitely didn't pay 8,000. No fucking way. But if I'm using wild mushrooms, supermarket mushrooms, but really fucking huge flat mushrooms. Like, I'm not exaggerating. They're like the size of my hand. And I got some burger patties. I'll probably, cook up and stuff. Yeah, got to make it a mushroom burger. Oh, you used Kev money to buy your TV? What the fuck? Fuck you. That little fucking fruit fly thing. It's hovering around, pissing me off. But that didn't last long. Got one of the last plasmas in 2012. Yeah, I had a plasma. It futzed out at one point, but we actually got it repaired rather than replacing it. Found a guy who could repair it. I forget how much, like it, somewhere between $300 and $600 to get it repaired, which is obviously way cheaper and less wasteful than getting a new one. And it lasted for a few more years, then it futzed out again. So then I was like, fuck it, and got an LCD, a Sony. Yes, people used to argue about how plasmas were good for particular things, like they had blacker blacks or something. Yours didn't die, so you felt bad ditching it to get 4K. I still don't have 4K. I have HD, but not 4K. But mine did die twice. Second time, I said, "Fuck it, it's dead," and got the LCD, and it's been going strong for God knows how long, over 10 years. I don't even remember how long, but somewhere between 10 and 15 years anyway. Oh, I bet you were very into a 4K upgrade ability. Uh, it's much more your thing. When I got this one, 4Ks uh, weren't that common, and they were really expensive, so I just got HD one. So you mainly watch on your 4K computer screens anyway. Lol. Can't believe I just said lol. So for your Kev Bucks plasma died in 2014. Did I get Kev Bucks? We all did, didn't we? I probably just used to pay on a credit card or something. Ooh, just reminded me I wanted to check something. Looking at my computer screen, what am I logged into here? Logged into that. Okay. Yep, we all did. Yeah, I don't have a distinct memory of getting anything with Kev Bucks, so I assume I probably just paid off my credit card. I love that Better Butterfly Plasma TV, the Blood TV. Got 4K now. I mean, if my current TV blew up, I'd get a 4K replacement. Wait, what? Okay. Oh, yes, okay. That it? Nothing more? I was hoping for a particular email massage, which has not eventuated. In the emails from Starwood trying to flog Panettone. Honestly, we were so lucky that we had a Labor government when the global financial crisis hit, because they spent money to protect us. The Liberals would have let us die in the gutter. The actor who's the Black Doctor Who, Home for the Elderly, Ncuti Gatwa, Ncuti Gatwa. He, I think, I see now. I'm just going to. He was born in Africa, but he was. But his family moved to Scotland. I was going to say Nigeria, but I don't think it's Nigeria. Safa, you're the only person I've heard call the global financial crisis the Great Recession. And yes, I looked up how to pronounce his name when it was like, because I'd seen him on the series Sex Education that he's quite good in. I think he's like a, 25 to 30-year-old playing a 17-year-old. But geez, Safa, if you're using Wikipedia to win arguments, you've already lost. No, I'm just taking the piss. Don't mind me. Almost everywhere got hit really hard by the global financial crisis. But if I grew up with a floor model style TV, lasted so long, you and your oldest nephew grew up with it. Youngest nephews are still old enough to remember it. Damn. Oh, who was it? Like Elon Musk or someone is mad. Or was it Ted Cruz? Mad at Wikipedia saying, oh, it's got a liberal bias. It's just like, yeah, it's like objective reality has a small L liberal bias from the perspective of fuckwit right wingers. Honestly, swear to fuck you, annoying flying fuck. Not sure if I got it then. I can't see it anymore. It's very close. Look at my hands to see if it's not squished on my hand, so I don't know. It's annoying the shite out of me anyway. Anyway, you know what? I think I might quickly make a second short video. China wasn't affected by the GFC. Well, do we really know what happened inside of China? They're a little bit secretive. No, I did not get the flying thing. I just saw the fucker again. It's like tiny. So hard to get it. Okay. I'm going to put some things away. Okay, this goes in here because it's overflow whiskey. Because I can't stop buying whiskey because there's something wrong with me. God damn it. Ooh, I should do that. Sorry. Looking at things in the cupboard thinking, oh, I could use that for something. Okay. Don't think I need anything into there. Okay, this goes back on the wrong level. Where did I put my phone? I need to re-look at this. Yeah, okay. I feel it's Ted Cruz. Wikipedia has a liberal. It's just like it's getting psychotic in the US. It's a scare campaign. All the conservatives are doing a scare campaign saying if you don't toe the line and just say the things we want you to say, we're going to launch criminal action against you. It's just going off the deep end. Okay, so the next one, Atlantic Romantic. Pisco. I do want the elderflower. That's interesting. I made one with elderflower last night. Portland, is that where they've deployed the army? It's just like literally, if this was happening in some South American country, the US would be sending in the army to restore order. But in this one, the US Army are the disorder. Okay, so that's okay. Now, okay, I need my Australian Pisco if I'm going to make this. Where is it? Is that it? That looks like it. Okay. Elderflower and lime juice. Yep. Found the elderflower quickly tonight. Okay. So. Don't want this. No bitters in this. Okay, let's get it going. There are some pretty average humans signed up for the Trump Gestapo, aren't there? Oh, okay. That. Okay. Oh God, Mrs. Angry's having too much fun again. Hysterical laughter. I can hear. I think my microphone will pick it up. How dare she have fun? Gonna go and have words with her. She's having too much fun. Like, seriously, I was joking about saying something to her. Now I'm half leaning towards, maybe I should say something. Mike's got to pick that up. Okay. Ooh, before I do that, I'm going to chill my glass. Because I'm a goddamn professional. Regardless of what anyone else says. I don't think I should worry about anyone else saying stuff. I'm just saying silly stuff. Okay, that's good. Chill that glass. Put that over there. Okay, now it's ready. Okay. Pisco. Elderflower. Lime juice. And that's everything. And I'll start drinking this. Okay, let's start this. Okay. Close-up's done. Let's get this happening. And this happening. After this, I will just sit down and settle down. Okay, let's do this. G'day, cocktail lovers. This is a riff on a cocktail I found. The recipe I found was called the Frantic Atlantic. It was created in a bar in Melbourne called the Everly, which has closed a few years ago, which is a bit sad because it was one of the top bars in Australia. I've done a riff because their one, it was a highball and it was topped with grapefruit juice. I don't like grapefruit juice and I rarely have highballs. So I thought, I'll do it as a smaller drink, just leaving out the topping of juice. And so I get to rename it. So I'm going to call it the Atlantic Romantic, which is a reference Australians of a certain age will get, a song by a post-punk new wave indie band called The Models. And I just thought, why not? The original recipe had pisco, and I thought of taking a bit of an Australian turn with this. I have this, was a grape brandy, which is what pisco is, and it was a collaboration between some Australian winemakers and a Chilean winemaker who'd moved to Australia and said, hey, let's make something reminiscent of the drink I had at home, pisco. So this is kind of Australian pisco, but you can't call it that because that's a protected name. So it's a grape eau de vie, unaged brandy, so it should fit just as well. Arguably, this is a variation on a pisco sour. I'm going to give it a quick taste. Ooh, that's nice and bright. The lime juice has got a tart bite in there. I'll show you how to make it. In a shaker, put in ounces or 60 mils of pisco, then 3/4 of an ounce, around 22.5 mils of elderflower liqueur, and finally 1/2 ounce or 15 mils of lime juice. Add ice to the shaker, shake that for 10 to 15 seconds to chill and dilute the drink. And I'm straining that into a chilled Nick and Nora glass. The elderflower liqueur makes this an interesting twist on a pisco sour. So if you like a pisco sour, if you like sours in general, I think this would be worth trying. I get to call this by my own name. It's the Atlantic Romantic. She is. I'm feeling all confident today. Got my phone, now I'm just going to sit down. Okay, back to the mood lighting. And I'm just going to sit down. Also, I don't have any meetings tomorrow. So that's good, but there's always surprises. Mrs. Angry continuing to have too much fun out there. It's a shocking state of affairs, I tell you. All right, moving that. Sitting down, seeing what everyone's up to. All right. Sorry, what are we talking about? Oh, right. Sorry, I love. Just scrolling back through the comments heavily. If you're over 150 kilos and under 70 IQ, you can be US president. Yes, it's the whole thing. Now, I heard a Discord beep. What was that about? Oh, just Honey asking the question. Yeah, you got to keep posting photos of your trip, Heine. See any cool stuff. That shrine was very good. As Charlie was asking, you got any tech stuff on your trip? I want to sweeten that. Cause I'm a Charlie bitch. I got this sugar syrup. That will do. Should be enough. Oh, yeah. Okie dokie doo. You did a decent movie last night. Nocturnal Animals from 26. That sounds vaguely familiar. Who's in it? Who made it? Because that's ringing a bell for me. Pretty cool movie. Yep, that's better. I got a sweet tooth. Not so much I have a sweet tooth, but I tend to always want less citrus in my cocktails than's recommended. Made by Tom Ford, which surprised the hell out of you. What movies has Tom Ford made? Oh, yep, just that little bit of sugar syrup. Put that exactly into the zone where I like it. Oh, right. I know that name. Tom Ford, head of Gucci and Saint Laurent. So a fashion guy, what? Produced, directed, financed? Battle Butterfly used to have a sweet tooth, but it came out. That's the risk with a sweet tooth, really. Starred Amy Adams, Jake Gyllenhaal, Isla Fisher. Tom Ford produced and directed. There you go. Yeah, it sounds somewhat familiar to me, and it's got those big names in it. I haven't seen it, but you're saying it's a pretty cool movie. Okay. Oh, yeah, just that little bit of sugar syrup. Switch that from, that's too sour to, ooh, that's just right. Michael Shannon's in it. He's usually good. But, yeah. All right, sounds like a pretty good movie then. you've enjoyed that. Shit, I was watching Peacemaker today, latest episode. I need to look it up. Are right wingers angry at Peacemaker because they keep killing? They kill cops the way I do in Red Dead Redemption. Angry at Peacemaker because I haven't seen any. Oh dear. All right, no, this I because I haven't seen sort of people um raving on social media uh about it, but the bit that got me is just they really casually fucking killing cops. And the right wingers pretend that they're upset by that, except they overlook it completely when it's a right winger who kills cops. So you're saying, what do I know Michael Shannon from? I don't know whether like Shape of Water. Um, Most recent thing I saw him in was the Knives Out on Netflix, which I quite liked. Trying to think, what's something else I remember him from? Like he's good. Like some movies, he's a good guy, and some movies, he's a bad guy, and he's good at both. Fucking, I got you, you fucker. Well, that's one frustration out of my life. Uh, Trying to remember if another standout thing I remember. I'm looking at his IMDb now. Oh, okay. In the current war, he was George Westinghouse. So, okay, Nocturnal Animals was just before Shape of Water. He was, of course, Zod in Man of Steel. He was fine in that. That's right. He was in Boardwalk Empire, the TV series. Yeah, I'd say Michael Shannon is the type of actor. He has a bit of presence. Okay, you Michael Shannon whipping himself for sexual pleasure in Boardwalk Empire. A flagellant. He has the ability to project quite a bit of menace. Mm. Okay, suddenly I really like that one. It was too sour for me with the default recipe, but add some sugar and I like it. Oh, Christoph Waltz is incredible. Like, it's so funny when Quentin Tarantino gives people late career boosts like he did with John Travolta. Christoph Waltz had been making movies in Europe forever. Also, look up pictures of young Christoph Waltz. That dude's sexy as fuck. Um, but yeah, that opening bit in Inglorious Bastards, it's like, that's so intense. And he's both in that movie as Hans Landa, he's funny, he's engaging, and he's really menacing. I'm sure we've talked about how sexy young Christoph Waltz was before, but he sure was. Uh, I mean, nothing's gonna stop us from talking about sexy actors. Yeah, I think Inglorious Bastards was probably the first time I saw Christoph Waltz. He was very good in Django Unchained too. He's not as central and compelling. He's just a really good supporting character in Django Unchained. But Jesus Christ, his performance in Inglorious Bastards was incredible. And I always thought, like, that opening sequence, which goes for what, 15, 20 minutes in the farmhouse in Inglorious Bastards, I was like, this is Quentin Tarantino showing off his confidence. He's going, oh, hell yes, I am just going to open this movie with an extended sequence that's just these two guys talking. And it's like, God damn. Yes, Safa, he was in Alita Battle Angel, which was a fairly disappointing movie. I mean, it wasn't absolutely horrendous, but it was a bit disappointing. Oh yes, he was a bad guy in a couple Bond movies. The head of Spectre. I know a lot of people are shit talking the Paramount Bond before it exists, and not without reason. But I am kind of intrigued to see what happens next. Shieldsy, where you been, buddy? Which movie is it that you love? We're talking about lots of movies. He was in a live-action Tarzan movie. Evidently, he went and saw it with your 11-year-old daughter. She loved Alita. I mean, yeah, great visuals in it. And again, it's not a terrible movie, but a bit disappointing. Like, again, that's a manga, anime, whatever. Last one. Why you type last one? I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Heine, Christoph Waltz was so central to Inglorious Bastards. So good. But again, even just the flamboyant, showy bits in Inglorious Bastards, it's really, there is another one of those fucking things in here. What the fuck? What gods have I angered to just have these annoying fucking things? Everybody reckons Spectre was overly bland. So Shieldsy, you liked Alita. Yeah, it's cool. Like, I didn't hate it. I don't feel like I hated Quantum of Solace. Camera. I think Quantum of Solace is probably the weakest of the Daniel Craig Bond, which is a shame because Casino Royale, I think, is by far the best Bond movie ever made, and it's not even close. The one he did where what's his name? No Country for Old Men was the bad guy, but he was only bad because he'd been betrayed by the agency. I liked that one. All right, so you reckon Spectre's problem was it was bland. Quantum of Solace had stuff that annoyed you. Yeah, I just thought the drop off in quality of them was sad because Casino Royale was fucking amazing. That's it, Skyfall. That's the one I was trying to remember. The two really good Craig Bond movies are Casino Royale and Skyfall. Um, yeah. Bit of a drop off in quality in the other ones, quite honestly. And of course, as much as I hate James Bond's Martini, the Vespa, because it's just a shitty alternative to a proper martini, the scene where he orders it, very cool. So No Time to Die, okay, not as bland as Spectre. Well, I kind of go, there's Casino Royale, there's Skyfall, and the rest are, I just think, do I want to make a drink? I think I maybe do. Do I want to look? This is fancy whiskey from Tasmania. Sample bottle of Oloroso de Jerez, aged 10 years. I think it was just finished in sherry barrels. Oloroso de Jerez. Jerez is a city or province or state in Spain. I don't know Spanish that well. Oloroso is a type of sherry made in that area of Spain. 46%. I think maybe make an old fashioned with a very fancy Tasmanian liquor. Yeah, I think I might just do that actually. This is one of the things I got when I was getting endless boxes of the fucking cream liqueur for people at work. Ended up getting 3 6-packs, and I only kept one of them. So I freaking sold 17 to people at work. I think it's like 10 different people bought bottles of it. Some people bought multiples. Mineral water after an old fashioned, I think, Safa. Finish off the night with mineral water. Trying to think what bitters to put in here, actually. Let me try it. Okay, just going to make a fancy old fashioned. This is the sort of thing that drives whiskey wankers up the wall. Getting a flash whiskey and making a cocktail out of it. Man, I fucking love that sugar syrup though. I know how to make a good sugar syrup. A little bit more. As a treat, Neil, what bitters shall we put in? Ooh, I think I'm going to do a tiny bit of black walnut bitters. A few drops of black walnut bitters. Chocolate bitters. A few drops of, wow, that's really chocolatey, that chocolate bitters. And aromatic bitters. All right. Oh, Shieldsy, You know, the one thing that where fancy and Tasmania go together was whiskey, my man. Got that fucker too. Okay. Are there any more of these bastard things here? Yes, I'll also go with cheeses. Probably get very good cheeses in Tasmania. I mean, probably wines too, but I don't drink wine, so I don't care. But Tassie absolutely gets my respect for whiskies. It's the home of Australian whiskey, really. Oh, fuck yeah. Ooh. As a serious old fashioned. Also, when you went to the. Oh, I swear to fuck, was that another one of those flying things? Sorry, I just saw something out of my corner of my eye. It might have been my imagination. How many of these fuckers do I have to kill? I think where they might have come from, because I was suddenly noticing them on Wednesday night, Thursday morning. No, they're not coming from a window. Where I reckon they came from, we like have food scraps for the green waste bin, and I reckon they might have been breeding, feeding on the food scraps bin. And then when we put out the green bin on Wednesday, so took it out, I think that stirred them up because they were really in the kitchen. There was a bunch of them in the kitchen. And well, at least two of them followed me down here. So yeah, I think if I kill the fuckers, that's it. They're gone because they're not coming from outside. I very strongly suspect they were in the food scrap bin. I thought there was only one in here. I was very surprised when I finally managed to squish it. Another one appeared. But then I squished that too. I do broadly, generally keep windows closed, Safa. And when the ones that I have open have screens on them. But of course, sometimes you just have the door open for a while, stuff gets in. I almost want flies to get in summer because then I chase them with my bug assault rifle. Long-term stream watchers will remember my assault rifle that I hunt insects with, trying to shoot them down. Shieldsy, that's exactly it. Fucking hiding, waiting to get me. It's weird because I think they're just some sort of fruit fly thing in that, but they look exactly like because they're freaking tiny. In New Zealand, you get sand flies, and they're fucking tiny, but Jesus Christ, they bite you. They're bloodsuckers. They're fucking tiny. But in some parts of New Zealand, they're extremely bad. I remember when I was there, we were actually traveling around in a camper van. This is everywhere. So when we settled down for the night, lying on the mattress, because it was a pretty small camper van, and lying on the mattress could touch the roof of the van, and it'd have the light on for a while to attract all the sand flies and try to get them all, squish them all before we went to bed so they weren't eating us alive while we were sleeping. But it would always be a dozen, 2 dozen of them. There were just so fucking many of them. I think it was in Milford Sound, which it's just an incredibly beautiful inlet with these freakishly high rock walls. It's like, they're over a kilometer high, almost vertical rock walls. So, so high, like ships sailing past, like colonial ships would miss that there was an inlet there because the walls were so high. But they did eventually discover it. But again, the Maori regarded this area as so idyllic. But it's got a lot of sand flies. They said Yeah, the gods put all the sandflies here so we wouldn't get too complacent because it's so beautiful. Hopefully, shaved your nostril the other day. You felt like a dickhead. What went wrong? I have nose hair clippers. Because my nose hairs will get really feral if I don't do something about them. Yeah, Shieldsy, but these sandflies, they're like midges. Oh, wait, midges don't bite, they pee on you, and you come out in spots from their pee. You shave the inside of your nostril. Yeah, well, I have this little circular thing, and it's a little electric thing. It's actually a shaver and change of vision. Okay, so, okay, you didn't use the appropriate nose hair shaver. You were being a smartass and was actually like a shaving razor. That sounds like a bad time. That sounds like a risky, risky bad time. Spraying blood out your nose. Holy sh! What a misadventure. What an incredible. Oh no! Oh, I know what you're doing. You're sideways. Oh no! And the razor blade just cut the inside of your nose. Oh no! Oh, that's nasty. Fucking hell. All right. Funny story. Friend of mine, guy I used to share a house with way back. He told a story about how when he was still living at home, um, he was in the bathroom after a shower shaving, and he was just standing there in the nude, and it was a safety razor, and he had it just here. And his sister walked into the bathroom because I know there was no lock on the door or whatever. And for some reason, she screamed because she saw him naked, and he had the safety razor pressed quite firmly against his neck, and then sort of twisted like that with it pressed there. And he just sort of felt something go wrong, and he's like, "Ugh!" He put his hand there, and blood started coming out. So his sister screamed again. It's like, you're okay. And he was, because it was a safety razor. So the cut was incredibly shallow, like less than a millimeter deep. But because it was a razor, it was a really clean cut and it just bled like fuck. So you didn't have to go in the hospital. Full roll of toilet paper stuffed up your nose. Fucking nasal cavities bleed like fuck once the skin's broken. I've had a problem ever since, like, one of my bouts of COVID where I was just blowing my nose so much it started bleeding. And so then it just kind of formed scar tissue and it fucking bleeds all the time now. It was Kari's sister. Yeah, she was pretty freaked out, but because it was really funny because all she saw, for what, yeah, it's so weird screaming because you walked in the bathroom and your brother's there nude. But yeah, then he did that and it just sliced and it just went, what the fuck? And blood's just going because razor cuts are so clean. I love that. Safa, have you learned your lesson? Home for the elderly. I'd like to say yes. Oh gosh, I haven't worn a mask in ages. I still see the occasional person wearing them, and good for them. It's a sensible thing to do. Oh my god, you've done it before? That's not good. That is not good. Dang. Oh, but this is the worst you've done it. Yeah, it's not something that occurs to me to stick an actual razor up my nose. Clippers, yes. It is true. It's a tradition in Asian culture wearing a mask actually, and it is mostly Asian people I see wearing masks. I mean, I probably fucking should. I really don't want to get COVID again. Here's particularly driving me nuts. Yeah, no, that's I have the one that's specifically for nose and ear hair, little round things. But I will also sometimes with different flat clipper things sort of go. So you're taking the conversation left field, Suffolk. Tokyo has bad air pollution? I believe so. All big cities have bad air pollution. It's just a relative thing. The air pollution in Los Angeles, for instance, did my head in. So if you need a large mask for your big nose. Ability. Yeah, it's also a societal, cultural thing in a lot of Asian countries. Uh, care for the collective over the self. Most of the time, when people in Asian countries are wearing masks, they're doing it from a sense of protecting other people rather than themselves, which a lot of Westerners misunderstand. They think the people are paranoid or germ phobes or something, and that's usually not the case. So if you're the only one you know who still wears the COVID mask, it's a good choice, man. Oh, nice icy water from my melting ice. I think we'll go non-alcoholic for the rest of the stream. Not that I'm particularly saucy. Probably only half Tim Smith, if that, at the moment. Which again, for a normal, decent human, I would not drive a car at the moment because I'm not an asshole. As opposed to Tim Smith, who was an asshole. Ah, I feel like you're just having the one drink. I'm definitely not overdoing it tonight, even though I don't have any meetings tomorrow. But something might come up. And if nothing comes up, I can just work on a few things quietly. I have some like YouTube video essays playing in the background. Safi might get some drinkies tomorrow. What? Why the heck not? I feel you had full on Monday. A few guys over. So sat on your lap right after dinner. Had to run off and spew. You bastard. Jesus Christ. It is a little while since I've thrown up from drinking, actually. I don't remember how long, but it's a while ago. I think my misadventures weren't throwing up. It was there was the two things of actually wandering off and falling asleep during a stream and leaving the stream running. And I think the most recent super pissed I've been is that one that you still make fun of me for saying repeatedly over a 15-minute period. I get some ice. I need some ice. I'm going to go get some ice. You spew almost weekly. I mean, maybe you've got a delicate tummy because I don't think you drink that much compared to me. If you eat meat in the morning, okay. I don't usually eat meat I do the weekends. I do my bacon baguette. Become a tradition for me. One I thoroughly intend to follow up this week. Yeah. If I have meat in the morning, it's probably ham or bacon. I don't know why. It's like, but that's breakfast food. No, I'm not going to have a burger for breakfast. I'm not going to have chicken for breakfast, but I'll have ham or bacon for breakfast, like a ham sandwich, bacon sandwich, something like that. Give it an hour, then you bolting to pray to Ralph. Of all the different things about, you know, calling Ralph on the big white telephone. I had a friend who used to go Archbishop. Just go, "Whoa, Archbishop." Waffles for breakfast. Have you ever had the American thing of fried chicken waffles for breakfast? There's one or two places in Melbourne that do it. It's fucking awesome. Wow, all these blasts from the past in the last couple of days. Rabid Game Fan. Hello. Before the 20th century, it was pot roast and oatmeal for breakfast, if you were well off. There you go. Yeah, with maple syrup. Again, fried chicken and maple syrup and waffles. It's fucking awesome. God, now I want it. So you're going to go into work early next week and have the fucking chicken and waffles. I don't know if the place where I used to get it is still open, actually, because I don't work in that part of town anymore. Oh, there is a place right near where I work that's kind of styled, not kind of, it's styled on an American diner. It's not the same, but it is styled. I bet they do the chicken waffles for breakfast. I'm not a watermelon fan, although I did my mineral water tonight just to decide if I can handle it or hate it is the newest flavor, strawberry and watermelon. It's fine. I don't love it. Lemon lime's still my favorite. But yeah, for whatever reason, I've never been into melon. Any melon. But watermelon more than rock melon. Something about rock melon smells and tastes kind of rotten to me. I don't know if that's just me, if it's a psychological thing, or if other people feel similarly. Collard greens. Ooh. I bet these American diners do collard greens. I don't know if I've ever, because I don't actually know what collard greens are. I know it's popular Southern food, like grits. Don't think I've ever had grits either. You know what? I'm going to look this up. American food in Melbourne. I talked everyone in my team. We were having a team lunch into going to a place that it was just called like American street food. Trying to remember what this is called. Operated Diner. I think that's the one that's near where I work. Oh yeah, that's it. Where's its menu? Never too. Oh yeah, all day breakfast. Buttermilk pancakes, French toast, ham and cheese toasty, oats, eggs on toast, big popper, pancakes, French toast, egg. Oh my God, listen to this for breakfast. The big popper, a double steak of pancakes or French toast with 2 fried eggs, bacon, hash brown, baked beans, and maple syrup. Fuck yeah. Lox, eggs Benedict. Buttermilk pancake stack with maple pecan butter and pure maple syrup. Sorry, I'm getting fucking hungry talking about this. Never too early. Okay, so fish, pastrami, mushroom toasty, chicken with kimchi. No, I don't think they do have the waffles. No, I don't think they do have the chicken waffles. Okay, so best American restaurants in Melbourne. Tomahawk. Burger places, barbecue. Easy's, Bird Bangin' Chicken. Big Pig Canteen. Fat Bob's Bar and Grill. Butcher's Diner. Is that the place? That sounds vaguely familiar. I have to show you this picture from Fat Bob's. Go on. Where's the menu at Fat Bob's? Because they just had one of those absurd stack burgers. There's no pictures. So fuck it. I will show here. I'm going to show this picture. Where are we? Share screen. Look at this. Over on the right here, that stacked burger at Fat Bob's. That's stupid. I mean stupid in a good way. What's that all about? That's ridiculous. So the handcrafted burgers, the Fat Bob, beef patty, no. The Hummer, beef patty, tomato, no. There must be a stupid big one. Firestone, the Red Dog, 2 beef patties, double American cheese. No, that's not as big as that one. The Champion, 24-hour braised pulled pork. Oh, maybe that picture was just a picture. Maybe they don't actually have something like that. I don't know. Wait, Butcher's Diner. Sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't think that's the one I'm thinking of either. Ooh, blood sausage and deviled egg roll. That sounds pretty fucking wild. Duck heart skewers. What the fuck? Oof. Nice. Juzzy been talking to actual humans. Yeah, you could only eat a quarter of that. That's ridiculous. That picture ad. I don't. Okay, look, I'm going to see if I can find the place just by looking at maps. Okay, Melbourne breakfast. Higher ground. No, that's not it. Oh, is it Brick Lane? Hardware Society. Anyway, I'm going to zoom in on this goddamn map. Where's this Hardware Society? Is that related to the society place that I go to in... No, okay. So we've got to go up to... It's near Flinders Street Station. That's it. Bowery to Williamsburg. I recognized it as soon as I saw the name. I couldn't remember it, but I recognized it. Okay. So this place... all right. This is the place. Oh, God, yes. That thing you shared, Juzzy. the ACT politician is a groomer. How fucking unpleasant. Okay, but now I'm gonna lift the mood by sharing the Bowery to Williamsburg menu. Wait, where's the zoom? I want to zoom a bit. Yeah, there it is. Southern fried chicken waffle. Buttermilk waffle, fried chicken, chipotle, maple syrup, and spiced butter. I mean, $28 for breakfast is fucking stupid, but I've done it. This is making me want to do it again. All day brunch. Bowery to Williamsburg. God damn. They do bagels and schmear sides. What's on the other menu? Sandwiches, Reuben, Flaffort, Philly cheesesteak. I don't like pastrami. Pastrami is a sort of cured meat associated with Jewish diners in New York, as is lox and whatnot, which is fish. Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm so fucking tempted to go. Is that New Orleans cornbread? Toasted cornbread, avocado, tahini, poached eggs, herb and tomato salsa, Old Bay salted pepitas. Get maple smoked bacon for $9. So then you're up to a $40 breakfast. Jesus fuck. Brisket and eggs, 14-hour slow roasted beef brisket, salsa roja, sour cream, toasted corn. Holy shit. I'm really fucking tempted by that too. God. Oh my God. I got this idea in my head. I want to go back there. Home Theory, you like Rubens. See, I don't because I just don't like pastrami. But goddamn, that place Bowery to Williamsburg. Fucking love their food. What if I could talk anyone in my team to? We should have a team brunch to go in the morning. God damn, like I've had the chicken waffles a couple times, but god damn, when I was just looking at that, wait, what was it? Oh yeah, the New Orleans cornbread. Toasted cornbread, avocado, tahini, poached eggs, herb and tomato salsa, salted pepitas. Oof. Oh no, sorry, it was the brisket and eggs that got me. Instead of so they've got although they do serve bacon, they've got the very Jewish menu of having brisket and lox. Brisket is like the Jewish substitute for bacon quite often. But yeah, the brisket and eggs, 14-hour slow roasted beef brisket, salsa roja, sour cream, toasted cornbread, and fried eggs. Fuck me. I just kind of want that. Oh God. So hopefully later, whenever you try to get a Reuben, you think it's misbalanced. The roll's too soft, not enough pastrami, never perfect. There is another one of these flying fuckers. I can't get it over there. Come on, you fucking piece of shit. No, I definitely didn't get it. Oh, fucker. Where are these fuckers coming from? And for the lady, King asked the Queen. The Queen asked the dairymaid, could I get a decent Reuben, please? Fuck you, you fucker. I mean, I know there are a few places in Melbourne that do Reubens. But because I don't actually like a Reuben, I'm a bad person to say whether they're good, let alone perfect Reubens. But I will throw a vote in for the fucking Bowery to Williamsburg. I have really friggin' enjoyed their stuff. And I feel like I have not been there for years. I bet my team is just all decadent, mad motherfuckers. I bet if I said, hey, should we do a team brunch at this place that just does fucking over the top stuff? They'd all go, yeah. Ah. And the fact they do the all day brunch. Yes, I know. It's not particularly helpful for you, Home for the Elderly, if I say something to email, but you might visit. You might come with so who knows? We could just see what happens. Ah, it's a whole thing. You're gonna start walking. Is it 3,000? I feel like it's further than 3,000 kilometers. Dun, dun, dun. We go Melbourne. Good directions from Perth. Three and a half thousand kilometers by road. God, 3.5 hours on a non-stop flight. That's fucking stupid doing that and still being in the same country. Flying for 3.5 hours and you're still in the same country. I've done it. They're saying the fastest routes by road are 36 hours non-stop. So for me, I think that would be a minimum 3-day drive. Maybe 4, because once we got along that rather impressive coast, South Australia to WA, I'd probably want to stop a lot. So that honestly would probably be a 4-day drive for me if I were to drive from Melbourne to Perth. Justin, the Vegas sphere cost $2 billion to build. Probably represents everything wrong with capitalism. The Vegas sphere is at least funny. And clearly, when you came home from Ayers Rock, you had to do 5 hours flying. Oh, would be, yeah, okay, but you went to Sydney, then Perth. That's crazy, yeah. Yes, if I'm driving over, get a Reuben on the way. It'd be a bit stale by the time I got there. Because, like I said, I genuinely think it would take me 4 days to drive there. It's like 36 hours continuous driving. And I've had friends who've done it and they've shared pictures, and there's just some incredible sights along the coast. I'd want to stop all the time. A jerky Reuben, so it's like a preserved Reuben. Oof, that's even less appetizing to me. I'm not a jerky fan, quite honestly. I feel like you took the train when you were 19. Ooh, from where to where? Because I mean, how long does the Indian Pacific take? It's ridiculously long, isn't it? How long does the Indian Pacific take? 3 to 5 days. Depending how it's done, 3 to 5 days. is the Indian Pacific train journey. You did Melbourne to Perth. Okay. Oh, yes, the Overlander. That's a different one. The Indian Pacific is Sydney to Perth, which is slightly longer. And then what do you get up the middle going from Adelaide to Darwin? The Garn. I've never done any of those really long train trips. Longest train trip I've done, probably Sydney to Melbourne. Or Sydney to Dubbo. I think Sydney to Melbourne is longer than Sydney to Dubbo. The XPT. So only saying the flight, Cairns to Tokyo, takes 5.5 hours. Some of it goes over PNG, the rest is over the Bering Ocean. Yeah. That's the other thing. I have not done long plane flights in a long time. So early, the train was fun back in 98. Met up with a bunch of members from your MIC group. Fun. Justin, could Alice Springs be turned into Aussie Vegas? It doesn't get enough tourists. Vegas is incredibly expensive to create. Even if some weirdo spent hundreds of millions building casinos in Alice, you'd get less than a tenth the tourism of Vegas. Just wouldn't be economically sustainable. Talking about V-Line stuff. Now we've got these $5 V-Line fares anywhere in the state. I feel like doing some train journeys at some point. Yeah, hopefully it's not just the local population. We don't have the tourism numbers either. Vegas is even having problem with tourists at the moment. They're having a really significant dip in tourists, which they can't sustain. That would be interesting. It kind of sounds like a lot of the casinos in Vegas are really at risk at the moment with dipping tourism numbers. And what happens if they go bust, you know? Could Vegas turn into a fucking ghost town? I don't know. Oh, I saw the hint of that, Safa, the Premier trying to get free fares to happen over summer. Did that get confirmed today? Hopefully, you reckon the locals would be fine if the tourism died in Vegas. They'd have to drop the prices and get rid of the Gucci stores. Yes, they're relying on the dipshit millionaires who overspend to keep Vegas afloat. Justin, you have a very positive outlook. I would say unequivocally, no doubt whatsoever, no matter what you did, Alice Springs could never get more than about a tenth the tourists that Vegas does, probably much less. So unless your idea of Vegas in Dallas is only 5% the size of actual Vegas. So if Alice Springs is scary, never been there. Oh, that's an interesting one because Crown Casino is not somewhere I go, Justin. You reckon Crown Casino is really worn down? But yeah, I think people outside of the US can often underestimate the sheer scale of the population, both locally and tourist-wise, is in the US compared to Australia. Justin, they definitely have weird hotels in Vegas. No two ways about that. I feel you saying the Perth casino looks like a China fish shop. Oh my God, that sounds dire. Yes, as I say, I don't go to the Crown Casino, so I have no idea what state it's in. I went there once with a guy I was working with years ago, and just for fun, it's going like, yep, you know what? We're going to play blackjack. And I was just going, I'm just going to blow money. I forget how many hundreds of dollars it was, but I sort of set aside, I'm going to gamble this money, and I assume I'm going to lose it all. And I did. But I split it in half. I was playing 2 hands on blackjack, and I was going, okay, this one I'll be really conservative. Like, if there's any chance at all, I could bust. So basically, if the cards are more than 11, I would stand. And the other hand, I'd be really adventurous and go, I might bet some more. Like, yeah, maybe I can make it. It was like an experiment. All I did was lose all the money, basically. So, Heine, you went to Crown recently. Seemed like the same old casino. There you go. Is that your analogy of why it could work, Justin? Vegas is near Area 51. Alice Springs is near Pine Gap. Hypothetically, maybe they kept Crown up. I don't know. Like I said, I don't go. I think it opened in '98 and still had the same casino. And Safa, I tend to agree with you that casinos are boring. It's just not somewhere I go. Like I said, I did this once. Like, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. It was a long time ago. It just has no real appeal for me. I just prefer to go out and buy expensive cocktails. Oh, also the the highest regarded 50 best bars in the world list came out today or yesterday, and Caretaker's Cottage in Melbourne is again the highest ranked cocktail bar in Australia, which guarantees that it's going to continue to be friggin' impossible to get into unless you go early. I learned that if you go early, you can get in there. It was 19th in the world. The only other Australian bar in the top 50 was maybe Sammy in 60, which was like number 47 or something. But I want to go because the people behind Caretaker's Cottage have opened a new cocktail bar called Three Horses. And it's like just next to where I work. So I definitely want to check it out at some point. So, Hanfield, you used to go to the casino when your friends went. You ditch them, go to Barcode Arcade. You could drink and play arcade games. Nice. Just I love you cheerleading Vegas. It's not just gambling; it's an entertainment, dude. It's gambling. The entertainment is a periphery thing. Having said that, I liked Vegas when I was there because I was there with people who lived locally. I wasn't there as a tourist. So I kind of liked Vegas. So the barcode was in Crown Plaza. Galactic Circus. Actually, I think they called it Galactic Circus. Yes. All the arcade games are gone now. See, again, I wouldn't know that because I haven't been there in forever. I think I went to Galactic Circus with the young'uns when they were young because they liked arcades. Sure, there are still some arcades about. Nintendo Lunchbox. Speaking of Vegas, a Vegas local, Fremont Street is fun. Yeah, I love that home theater. If the entertainment's there to convince your wife that it's a reasonable thing to go to. I did not see. I don't know. That's a lie. I was about to say I did not see any entertainment when I was in Vegas, but I did. One night I was there. Fatboy Slim was doing a set at the Hard Rock Cafe. So I actually saw Fatboy Slim do a live set or a DJ set, obviously, more or less in his prime, like 25 years ago. Or maybe longer. Jesus. Maybe 30 years ago. I don't even remember. He was right there, right now. Nintendo Taylor Swift filled the Allegiant Stadium. She is very popular, regardless of how much she annoys her. Nintendo Switch. Was it Vegas where I did the indoor skydiving? No, that was in Los Angeles. I was there with Corey. I was in Los Angeles. When he was living in LA. So how many times I go to the Opera House? So outside, a lot of times. I can only think of one time. I've only seen one performance in the Opera House. It was a stage play. I have no idea how I got talked into it. It wasn't a famous stage play. It was a very gay stage play. The central thing was a gay couple who'd been on a cruise together, and one of them had been a bit interested in someone on the cruise, which was causing friction in the relationship. And it turned out the person he was interested in was a woman. And the one thing of note, June Bronhill was in it, who was known as an opera singer in the 60s and 70s. And she was in the Australian version of Are You Being Served? Yes, there was an Australian version of Are You Being Served, which was not good. And she was the mother of one of the gay dudes who was not out to her. So there you go. So if I don't think it was one of my sisters, I think it was just someone I knew in Sydney. It was weird. Melbourne people don't. Well, you do get a lot of antipathy between Melbourne and Sydney, definitely. You saw a few events there? You went to the closing ceremony of the Olympics. Man, I fucking avoided it. Well, I'd actually moved to Melbourne by the time the Olympics was on. The one event that happened when I was there was the announcement, and people I was working with are going, "Oh, you're going down to Circular Quay for the announcement of who gets the 2000 Olympics?" And I go, "No, that sounds like a terrible idea." And it was a huge party, but it was also an horrific crush of people, and I was glad I never went down there because I fucking hate people, basically. That's what I say. Yes, it was the 2000 Olympics. So the announcement, when did I move to Melbourne? I moved in 98. So the announcement was in 96 or 97. But yeah, it's just all, oh, damn. It's all a bit much. I just not a fan of things with Matthew. Having said that, I mean, you see videos on my YouTube channel of when I went to White Night Melbourne, which was hideously crowded. And there are some very funny bits of it, funny bits to me. We're in the middle of the thing in Melbourne, and there's just people everywhere, and I've got the video camera on a monopod, and we're both just pushing our way through, and it's just like we are hating it. We're just in a crush of people, and it was taking hours to go a couple of blocks. So for how many years I've been in Melbourne? I moved to Melbourne at the start of 98. It's always very easy for me to remember because my daughter was born in November 97, and we decided to move because, you know, all the babysitters were here in Melbourne. So I moved to Melbourne in early 98. So, you know, 27 and a half years I've been in Melbourne. Lived in Melbourne much longer than I've lived anywhere else. Dubbo second with 18. The ladyship, kind of like King Island in peak season. I've never been to King Island, let alone in peak season, actually. So for you moved to Victoria in 99 after your birthday? Wow. Hope you early met John Farnham when you were 9. Felt like meeting God. Nice. He signed your 1988 bicentennial $5 coin. Okay, that's awesome. I love that into the lunchbox with the babysitters takes a village. Well, see, okay, so my firstborn was the first grandchild on my partner's side, like her parents, it was their first grandchild. On my side, it was like my mum's 20th grandchild. So no novelty on my side, lots of novelty on her side. And neither of us had any family in Sydney. We were living in Sydney. So we moved to Melbourne. Never regretted it. I would never go back to Sydney. Her ladyship is ridiculous. You made the mistake. Oh, you went to King Island in peak season, took your nieces, took an hour and a half to get a ride, and the wait was like 3. God, that sounds nightmarish. I hate waiting. I hate queues. I hate lines. Evidently, the whole album of Fat was saying, oh, I love that album. You've Come a Long Way, Baby. Such a good album. Right about now, Funk Soul Brother. Also, I love the clip for Funk Soul Brother. That bit where it slowed down and then whoa, and it starts off slow, and there's that cowboy lip syncing right about now, the Funk Soul Brother, and it slowly speeds up. Fatboy Slim is fucking. Is that on? You've Come a Long Way, Baby. I remember that from seeing him live in Vegas. He was doing that as a sort of callback between tracks. Fatboy Slim is fucking in heaven. Madam Butterfly, what did I hate most about Sydney? Angry people. I was angry when I lived there. It's very hard to get around. These days, it's stupidly expensive. It was expensive when I was there. Stupidly expensive now. Heine, you going to sign out? I mean, so am I, man. Good to see you. Looking forward to seeing more photos of your Japan trip too. Yes, I do like Fatboy Slim because, as I was saying before, the Right Here, Right Now video clip was really good. So, Justin, what do I imagine living in Canberra would be like? Rightly or wrongly, I imagine it is boring. Ladyship, remember it being used in some movie. Brain says no, telling you the movie name. Oh, which one? Oh, yeah, the Chris Walken one. Weapon of Choice. That's good. You can do this, you can do that. Like, the song was good, but it was made instantly cooler by Chris Walken in the video clip. Madam Below, when you go to Japan, joining in on the porn. They like some pretty wacky porn in Japan. Now I want to go and listen to that. I might listen to the album tomorrow. In the mood. Second album by Fatboy Slim was a bit shit. Yeah. Oh, okay. You know the fun thing. It's your name, Norman Cook. He was the bass player in an 80s band called the House Martins, which I quite liked. House Martins were very popular when I was at college. But yeah, then it actually makes sense. You know, the bass player, the rhythm ended up becoming a DJ. That makes sense. Ladyship tentacle. Yes. Oh, okay. You know what? Why Japan has tentacle porn? Because penis in vagina sex, depiction of penis in vagina sex was illegal. So they just come up with all this really bizarre shit that wasn't penis in vagina sex. So you ended up with the tentacle porn. Oh god, okay, now we're talking about weird porn. Okay. Vor. As I understand it, what vor is it's normally comics. It involves giant figures eating little human figures, and you sometimes get sexualized ones before they get eaten. But my understanding what vor is, that's short for carnivore, and it involves giant humanoids eating little humanoids. It wouldn't be a proper stream if we didn't talk about weird sex stuff. Oh man, I fucking love that liqueur. Anyway, I'm going to eat the cherries. God, one of those fucking flying things just got in my line of sight again. Where's the photo? This one's moving faster than the other ones. Annoying fucking thing. Keyboardist from D Ring, famous scientist. Yes. Fucking Brian Cox in a boy band in the 90s, then finished his uni and became an extremely respected astrophysicist and science communicator. And I also had a fanboy moment when he replied to me on Twitter one time. Oh, yeah, no, her ladyship, that weird Japanese stuff is definitely stomach turning. Intelligent, speaking weird, sexy. Saw the famous Folger siblings in love commercial. God, I don't even know what that is. That just seems very weird. Yep, so I'm going to see all you fine folk tomorrow. Yes, quiz cards tomorrow. Oh, Safa, what he said. Okay, I was essentially applauding Brian Cox for being calm and rational and responding in a scientific way to absolute nutbears who say unhinged stuff on Twitter. And he was actually in Australia at the time doing some lectures. And he just responded that he thought nut bar was a very funny way to refer to these people. Because he was always so polite, like absolutely, like, you know, moon landing denialists and whatnot would have a go at him. And he'd always respond really calmly and rationally. And I said, and I was like, how does Dr. Brian Cox respond so calmly to these absolute nut bars? And he just went, he was just replied with like, lol, nut bar. That's a funny word. So bit of a fanboy moment. So you'll take care. Looks like we're going to have movie trivia quiz tomorrow night. Party games, big night. Looking forward to it. So look after yourselves. I'll see you later, but bye for now. You are totally fucked!